We're one of the world's largest manufacturers of displays. And the reason I'm here at a security show, which I've never been to before, is because LTS and my buddy Bobby here are a distributor for our products. What does that mean for you guys? Are you guys system integrators? You're a distributor for hardware, software, what? A little bit. So either way, one of the things that, when you look at the security business, everybody worries about cameras and cabling and entryways, everything like that, but they never think about the display side. So I can't tell you how many times I've been having to use a little display from Best Buy or, just whatever they have in the truck they put into my system, So what we do as a manufacturer, we build displays of all kinds for all kinds of people. Both big and small. OEM, we OEM to people like LG, Samsung, NEC, Sharp, all customers of ours. We're one of the largest display manufacturers in the world, as I said, which gives us really good pricing and great reliability on the products. So I'm just going to go through the products that I think make a little sense to the security world. When I walk into an outfit and they talk about security, this is what I like to see. They got cameras on the outside watching, monitoring. You've got a manager station here that they're running. You've got, timers, clocks, all that fun stuff. The other thing you can do now that technology is evolving, we go to large DV LED walls. We have done these things up to 600-inch diagonal. And what it does for you, it allows you to make as big or small, customized move. This whole wall could be one camera. It could be 100 cameras. So the beautiful thing is it can make as small as you want, or you want to go 100 feet wide like you see on some of these outdoor things, you can do that. It's all custom or all in one. So when you want a high-end client that wants a high-end presentation, most CEOs love to show fancy stuff in their building. So whether it's a large display or interactive touchscreen or their security operations center, displays make all the difference. When you're looking at this, you don't see a camera, right? There's no cameras. This is what you see. So it's a good piece of the equation. It's a money maker if you do it properly. This is what most people are doing, very basic stuff, and that a lot of it's like home DIY. I had a 30,000 square foot building. I was general manager for a projector company. We had 16 cameras on it. We were robbed about 5 times. And this is what I would look at it. It was an old Sanyo DVR setup that, you had the jog dial and all that. And we never caught anybody. It was a waste. It was a complete waste of time. The police would ask for stuff. I'd have to, download the file. I had to use a Windows 2000 computer to do it. So, but there's still a lot of this kind of stuff out there. And one of the things when you're selling all the fancy new cameras and alarms and all that, make sure you upgrade the people that are working with it. In saying that, when you talk about a commercial display from any vendor, whether it's MaxHub or Samsung, LG, Sony, there are big differences between what we build and what you put in your house. The primary difference is these things can be rated for 24/7 operation. So you can run it 3 years, advanced replacement warranty included, and the prices are still extremely aggressive. The other things are that they're very durable. We offer a variety of sizes, 43 to 98. We have a 98 around the corner here if you want to take a look at that. Very, very simple way to add on to the customer experience and make a little additional money. Because if you sell a 98-inch screen, you're putting a couple $1,000 extra in your pocket that normally nobody even thinks about. So then we have new formats that we're always developing, 21:9. Those of you that are IT guys have probably heard of Microsoft Teams. This is Microsoft's new format, 21:9. So what they're doing in the meeting space is front row, so you can see people. You've got your content, you've got questions, answers, things like that. Well, guess what? This is also a 5K resolution display. So you can input 5K worth of security images and video on there. So don't forget about the changes that are happening. You know, I went from a 14-inch by 14-inch looking at 16 displays. Now I could go unlimited with DV LED. I could go 21 by 9. I can also use this for meetings. You know, when you look at the variety of displays, a couple things. This is another important aspect. I've walked around the show floor here, and I told Bobby this. I said, Bobby, every single booth here is going to have a display. They have to, because otherwise you can't see the camera. And guess what? Every single display shines in the light and looks terrible, including some of the ones in this booth. Nothing personal, Bobby, but this 25% haze can make a big deal, especially if somebody's looking at this thing all day or all night long. If you got, I had a Camp Pendleton. They put a brand new meeting room in. They put two 86-inch TVs side by side, covered it with glass, and you couldn't see the content because it looked like a giant mirror. So little things that count. 500 nits of brightness. That's another big thing that's very helpful in our business. Legacy inputs. You know, if you leave it up to the customer to go buy something on Amazon or Best Buy or whatever, you're going to get 3 or 4 HDMI inputs. You know, some of the equipment out there now and some of the previous equipment, you had VGA, you had RS-232, you had these things that you don't get in an off-the-shelf display. You know, so we build these in not only for future compatibility, USB-C, HDMI, we have LAN control, we have multiple forms of audio, very well thought out product, and not just for legacy products, but also current and future products. So keep that in mind. This is a bunch of garbage, but what I wanted to just show you, we continue to innovate. So our LCD, our previous generation was 30,000 hours. We're up to 50,000 hours. 50,000 hours now. We have 4G of memory built in, Android 11, lots of connections. We've got power coming out the front. We even got sound. So, and then of course, Crestron, Extron control. That's a biggie with anybody's display. The reason I show this is to show that displays can be used for other things as well. They have built-in media players. You could even side load in an app, an APK under Android. And if your software solution, your camera solution can run off a small APK, you don't need an external box. So you can save time and money that way. This is kind of there's a few of these around the floor today. 21 by 9 is the new go-to format for Windows. So Microsoft, you're going to see more and more push. Microsoft Teams already, if you run a signature room, you have to run this format. But you've got literally 5K of resolution. That means if I want to put, 30 camera images on here, 105-inch diagonal, I still have a lot of resolution to play with. So we're going beyond 4K now into a 5K. So something that really look at in the future. And I just put this together because as a user of security, I don't know anything about most of the stuff out here. I mean, it's a camera and it's a cloud. But what I think of as a user, which I've been in many times in the past, is I want it to be reliable and run 24/7, 16 by 7. I want a warranty where somebody's going to come out if the thing breaks and swap it out for free for 3 years. Even Costco doesn't do that. Costco give you a 2-year warranty on a display, right? But they don't swap it out. We actually will swap it out. When you get into like the LED, we lead the industry. We give you 8% spare panels because those panels on the front all have to match. And the 8% gives you that in case they're damaged or primarily damaged, physical damage. I want brightness. I want anti-glare. I want multiple input. I want the mount included. I don't want to have to go spend another $100 or $200 for a mount. I want all of our displays come with mounts, so you don't even have to worry about it unless you want something fancy that pan, tilt, swivel. And then again, wireless screen share, things that we could maybe use aside of just monitoring. Maybe we have this in a meeting room and can use it for monitoring, and we can use it for meetings. And then good customer support and aggressive pricing. That's what the user wants. And we actually offer that with all the products. Yes, sir. 8% spare. So when you build an LED wall, you have cabinets. And then once you build out the cabinets, you pop these LED modules. I could show you in a second. This is an LED wall we did in New Jersey at a sports bar. $500,000. 600-inch diagonal. You can mix and match all your content. And think about it. You know what the first thing this building, when they redid the building, the first thing they talked about was security. It wasn't the displays. Hey, maybe once in a while security guys could get in on the big bucks here. $500,000 for that wall. So as Bobby was asking, we have these pre-configured, 120-inch to 220-inch. And, you know, the opportunities are, you know, reception, digital signage, you know, all these various monitoring. Everybody's putting signs up. I mean, you can't go to one booth here that doesn't have a display in it, correct? We're a big leader. What I wanted to show, big company, we got very strong financials, $7 billion company. We have lots and lots of stuff. I just wanted to show you, Bobby. So when you talk about LED, if you guys aren't familiar with LED, Bobby's like, why do we have 8% spares? So what happens is you build the wall out and then you put the tiles in. And these tiles can get damaged. If somebody throws a ball at it, it can bust the diodes. And we'll get those fixed. But in the meantime, we can replace that. And so the more spares you get out of the original manufacturing batch, the better off you are. So 8% is about double the industry norm, which is about 4%. So little things that we do that allow you to have highly integrated systems, wireless screen share, installation is very simple to put up, very clean. Our company, one of the things we did was create the technology with a 3-in-1 board that allowed the LCD TV. Remember when LCD came out, they were about this thick? We created this technology where we put the power supply, the signal, and distribution all onto one card. All of a sudden, TVs became this thick. That was our parent company that did that. Otherwise, we'd still be looking at, and if you look at some of the TVs, the lower end brands, they're still fairly thick because they don't use this technology. They'll have multiple cards that go in there that require the space. So again, the applications are endless. You guys are in there anyways, selling security, selling cameras. Try to get a piece of the display. And LTS is a distributor of ours for the product. If you're familiar with LTS, they've got a huge amount of inventory up in California. I first went to see Bobby and I thought he was in the Taj Mahal. The building is so big. Yeah. I'm like, where's the golf cart, Bobby, to drive me around? Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much what we do. We do displays, custom. This is an install we did. These are 220-inch diagonal LED. It took us 1.5 days to put 3 of these up in Utah, Intermountain Healthcare. So the design and build of the product for installation and reliability and support, pretty much the best in the industry. So that's all I've really got for you guys. What you're looking at here is our interactive flat panel. You can see it. I'm just running my application basically as a PDF because there's no Office on here, but full touch screen. We also offer a lot of cool little products that people love, like CEOs love this. They could sit here and talk to you, have a confidence monitor, it's a touch screen, and microphones. And again, you're talking a product that's list price under $5,000. So we bring a lot of value. Again, I mentioned Microsoft Teams. It's a huge market, not your bailiwick, but if anybody ever asks you about Teams, come check out MaxHub because we sell stuff at a ridiculously cheap price. This is something you would create $13.50 list price. Our competition is 3 times that, and ours is 3 times faster. And it's Windows 11 upgradable. Microsoft's buying 1,000 of them from us. So just that's what I got for you guys. You know, any questions, concerns? Picture? Sure, or better yet, just, well, you could have that. It's got some on there. Go. Um, Again, just real quick, 3-year hot swap warranty on our UC products. Um, the real sweet spot for you guys, though, if you want to make some extra money on your installs, is putting in LED walls, pre-made, pre-built. You can put in roller carts. You can combine them with touch screens. You can make them any size you want. You can move them around. You can do permanent installs. A lot of flexibility. Um, these walls. Uh, so when it comes to wall, let me show you this one again. Back up here. Here we go. Okay, so this is 600-inch diagonal. I believe it's a 1.5 pixel pitch. So you could make this 1200-inch if you want. What requires, though, is we have to partner with Novastar, the company that makes the basically going to be a rack full of gear that operates this wall. So we partner with that. We don't make that piece, but again, these, if you go to any of the sports books here in the casinos, this is the technology they're using, but they're using a much totally different style. Our product is 1.2 inches thick. It's yeah. It's compliant for occupational health security because it's so thin. Um, but yeah, you can make these as big as you want. And then again, as I say, with the commercial display, one of the things that I like about I've been with the company for a while now, a couple of years, almost 3 years, but having variety. I mean, you can go on the internet, you can look at Sony and Samsung and LG. They'll have 5 different types of TVs. Some will be commercial displays. Some they'll call digital signage displays. We make one series. It's an all commercial display. It's all designed for installation and to make money on. Because most guys don't want to deal with displays because there's no money to be made on it. Because they could go to Best Buy or Costco. I mean, the AV integrators learned this 10 years ago when schools started trying to put 55-inch TVs instead of projectors. And you know what? Have you ever heard the term huddle space? Does that ring a bell? You know where that term came from? It came from the schools getting rid of their projectors, putting 55-inch TVs, and the kids had to come huddle around because the kids in the back couldn't see the content. That's where the term huddle space come from. So I did projectors for 16 years, so kind of interesting. But that's what I got. I want to thank Bobby. You guys thank them for their beers. They're a great company to work with. I work for a Chinese company. Bobby's company, I swear to God, has the nicest people and the most helpful people, including people that work at my own company. I mean, they're great guys to work with. So I don't know a whole lot about the product, but I know it's a good company. So thank you guys very much.